factorize the following. We have an x squared plus 3x. So the biggest thing that both of these can be divided by is an x. There's a 1 here, so no number other than 1, which is pointless. There's no other number that can divide these two terms, so there's no numbers that's coming out in the highest common factor. So just x. That will leave us with an x, because x squared divided by x is x, and a plus 3, because 3x divided by x is just a 3. Second one, x squared minus 4x. Both of them can be divided by x and x only, so we take that out. That will leave us with an x for the first term and a minus 4 for the second term. Next term here, again, highest common factor for both of these is x only, so we take that out. This will leave us with an x plus a 3y when we do this divided by x. The next one, no x's as a common factor here. You can see that straight away because there are no x's in that second term. In this case, however, we have a y for both of these. Our numbers 5 and 3 have nothing in common, so there's no number coming out. So it's just y that's our highest common factor. 5xy divided by y gives us 5x, and 3y squared divided by y will give us a 3y, of course with a negative there as well. Next one, both of these terms contain an x. Second one is more of them, as an extra x to make the x squareds. So both of them can have an x taken out of them as a common factor and a y. So when we do this, we just write the letters together. xy is the highest common factor. If we divide this term by x and y, or xy, sorry, we will only be left with a z. And in the case of this, when we divide by the x first of all, we end up with just a 3x, and then when we divide by the y, that's going to cancel. So we will be left here with 3x. And the last one, all three letters are represented in both of these terms. There is no number in common with 2 and 5, so we know we can get at least one x, y, and z out. As soon as you see the letter, you know you can take it out as a common factor. How many of each letter you can take out depends on how many of each letter are in each term. So in the first one, x cubed means there are 3 x's being times together in that term. X squared means there are 2 x's being times together in that term, meaning that they both have 2 x's times together in their term, which means it can both be divided by an x squared. There are no powers with the y's, meaning that we can only divide each one by y. And then with the z's, we have z squared here, a z to the power 4 here, which means z squared can come out. So the highest common factor is x squared, y, z squared. Now, what's left over? When we divide this first term by that, the 2 will still be there. 2 of these x's are gone, leaving us with one of them, x to the power of 1 technically. The y is gone, and the z squared will also be gone, because they're out here now. So 2x is what we're going to be left with. This is the first term. I take away, because that's not affected by the highest common factor here. 5 is going to be left. When we do x squared divided by x squared, it's gone. When we do y divided by y, it's gone. When we do z to the power 4 divided by z squared, we will be left with a z squared. Done.